You have a highly powerful tool that is extremely personalized to you that you are just carrying around 24/7. It can literally solve your life's problems, make you happy, and help you achieve literally anything you want. But most people are neglecting it, especially nowadays. It's your brain. Our thoughts make up our past, present, and future. And our beliefs literally shape our reality, how we see things, how we behave, how we are, who we are. I've gone through extreme self hate and social anxiety, depression, and all that bad stuff to like enormous optimism and joy in life and loving myself and being my own best friend. And the main tool I used to get here was my brain, me thinking. And I want to share with you today 3 blockages that people most often have that stop them from accessing this true power and potential of their mind, and strategies on how you can get over them so that you can make the most of it and really transform yourself and your life. We have really been blessed with self awareness and the ability to introspect and reflect. It is such a gift given to us, and most of us are just completely ignoring it, putting it in the trash. Anyways, let's get to the point. So, problem 1, mental laziness. Your mind is a muscle that you need to train, just like any other muscle in the gym. And if you haven't done it in a while, it's going to be a bit hard, but it's really necessary to have active thinking and to have active conversations with yourself. If you're mentally lazy, you probably think that boredom is something to avoid, something to be afraid of, when it is such a great tool that you can use to have these productive conversations with yourself. And here I will share 3 strategies to help you train yourself to indulge in this process that you have to do in order to stop living your life on autopilot. Way number 1 is journaling. Just simply grab a piece of paper, any notebook, whatever, and start writing your thoughts. You can even start with, like, this is stupid, I don't know what to write about, I don't know what this universe. I don't know where this is going. I don't know why I need to do this. Blah blah blah. Just like that. Just start. Just write whatever comes to mind. When you have some things written, try to think in a way that replies to what you've just written, and write that down as well. So practice having this conversation, this proper conversation with yourself in your mind. But this tool, this journaling, will help you do it in a written format so that you feel like you are having a two-way kind of thing going on. The second way is meditation. And it's not some fancy like Zen monk kind of thing that you do. No, it's actually very important for just also the everyday person and for you as well. So even if you're going to school every day by bus or like transport, commuting, you can do it anywhere. You just sit, preferably close your eyes, you breathe, you focus on that breath to like start that awareness going. And you observe your thoughts as if they are just clouds passing by. And if you have a reaction to those thoughts, you also observe that. You become the complete observer, no judging, no responses. You just observe. You are just aware of your thoughts and things going on around you and how your body feels. And if you get distracted, you have your breath as an anchor to return to. It's simple but not easy. I really suggest you try the Medito app. They have literally everything for free, even some courses on meditation. You might really enjoy that, and it's really helpful because they have these kind of daily meditations that you can just do for a few minutes, like 3 minutes every day. And that's all. That's really all. You just do it for a few minutes every day, and it's going to have a huge impact, trust me. Third strategy, going on a dopamine detox. It's when you do like a challenge, a week or like a month, or even a few days or a single day. That's a great enough accomplishment to have, where you just you don't consume any content, you don't play any games. It's when you replace these dopamine inducing distraction things that like instantly stop you from being bored to just turning to yourself, turning inwards, and you just sit or lay down and stare at a wall and think. Like, it sounds too easy, but just try it. It's actually very complicated if you have been in that sort of dopamine overdose for a while. Go on a walk, that's also a thing. Do some other things that are way more productive and more healthy for you. Be in the real world, go on an actual adventure, experience the world. Problem number 2, lack of critical thinking skills. You need to think critically of your own thoughts and beliefs because many of them are formed through traumatic experiences or like outside influences that you aren't even aware of most of the time. You need to catch yourself when you're having these negative thinking patterns that are thrown at you and reframing them. Literally, like when your brain's trying to tell you that, like, I can't do this, you this takes discipline, it takes courage, but you argue back, I can do this. What really helps me is I attended a webinar once when I was really trying to overcome my self hate, and the speaker said something like, after a negative thought arises, you have about 7 seconds to completely change it and change the impact of that thought. So you have enough time to reframe it, to switch it. You need to talk to yourself when you're starting to affect yourself negatively. Like talking to yourself is so underrated. It's not stupid, it's not cringe. It's literally what humans are supposed to do. It's a superpower that we have. And if you tap into it, you're going to be way more emotionally satisfied, fulfilled, and stronger than most of the people that there are, because they're just so afraid to talk to themselves. They're afraid of themselves. And we'll go into this a bit later, but critical thinking, meditation, journaling, all these things that I talked about before can help with this as well, because they increase self-awareness and you have active conversations with yourself in your head. So that would be the first way, those two things. Then the second way is educating yourself. Attend events, webinars, read books, watch content on how to improve your mindset. A tool that I can give you right now is a cognitive triangle. So there are 3 elements of it: thoughts, behavior, and feelings. And there's usually like a trigger that triggers this cycle, and then you write every single thing that corresponds to those 3 elements, and you try and figure out where in this cycle you can break it. Like, for example, as I said before, if you have a negative thought arising, you counter it with a positive one. If you feel your heartbeat rising, you breathe deeply, you do breathing exercises. If your behavior is to avoid a certain situation, maybe you want to try and change it to actually go into that situation. Like, that's what I had with social anxiety. The third way is affirmations. They do work. Just you need to literally feel them and think them with confidence. It might be fake confidence. It might be really, really fake confidence at first, but you need to imagine yourself being this kind of better version of yourself, or the character that is thinking those thoughts and having those beliefs. So every night when you go to sleep, put on in an affirmations audio or video and try it out for yourself. The fourth way is shadow work. It's where you work with your past self that experienced some traumatic events. And this tool really, really, really helps because it's actually working straight with your subconscious mind and your mental health. I'll put a link in the description for a video of another creator, which I really like, and I used his techniques and they really helped me, and I want you to check it out. It's basically when you just get into yourself, you visualize or set up like a meeting with this thing that's bothering you, or the past self, and you have a conversation with them. It's not cringe, it's not stupid. You are healing yourself, and then you let it go. Problem 3 is having a bad relationship with yourself. Together with the stillness and quiet that I mentioned before, you also need to embrace solitude. Try spending time with yourself, only with yourself, getting comfortable with yourself. And you'll soon realize how fun it actually can be to just do things with yourself. You know yourself best, you know your humor best, you know your own thoughts. You need to think of you and yourself as a whole relationship because it really, really is. A good first step is just going on a 5-minute walk together with yourself. No music, no distractions. Don't do that bullshit, okay? Just have an active, productive conversation with yourself in your head. Yes, be crazy. That's gonna make you healthy. I know it sounds insane, but it's not stupid. Talking to yourself is healthy. It is smart. All smart people talk to themselves. All business people, they're introspective people. That's what introspection is. So yes, go on that walk. Just ask yourself, how am I feeling today? Or how are you feeling today? However you might enjoy it most. It has been psychologically proven that we have family systems in our brains. Maybe you have multiple voices. Embrace that. Embrace it. And listen to yourself. Try to understand yourself, and then show yourself support. Show love and kindness, and give yourself advice. Look for solutions together with yourself. Also create these kind of like romantic instances with yourself. Create nice and fun experiences by being mindful, telling yourself how the air smells extremely good, or telling yourself to look up at the clouds and how beautiful they look and how beautiful this world is. Create a safe space of joy and positivity in your mind. It's such a beautiful thing to have a healthy relationship with yourself and to be loving with yourself. It's so profound. Just remember to separate your intrusive thoughts and your emotional thoughts from your actual intellect, your rational self, your higher or best version of yourself. Because not all thoughts actually represent you and the reality, as I said. A part of them have most likely been created from outside influences that are out of your control. So think critically, analyze yourself and your thoughts, and ask yourself smart questions. Just try and practice. Nothing has to be perfect. It should be fun. It's like a game. It's like a new relationship always. Building and working on a relationship is fun, and it should be that way. It's all healthy, productive, and very beneficial. Create a version of you that supports you, that argues back on those negative, intrusive thoughts, that is your own best friend, or even like, I don't even know what to call this relationship. It's kind of in between a lover, a best friend, a parent, everything at once. And then thank yourself for that. Be grateful for yourself and to yourself. Say thank you to yourself. Anyways, that's all I have here for you today. Let me know in the comments your feedback, like this video, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this on how to make the most of your life and your time. You can also message me on LinkedIn if you have any questions or just want to have a conversation. And also message me on LinkedIn if you want to build a full-on concrete strategy finally and a workspace setup for you to finally start making the most of your life and stop worrying about any perfect routines or any perfect directions to go in, and just know where you're headed, know the strategy on how to make the most of your next actions, and go forward with it. So if you're interested in that, then message me on LinkedIn as well. I'll put the link in the description. So then, go and apply what you've learned. It's not thinking about yourself like selfish or arrogant people do. It's thinking with yourself and for yourself.